guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary and high school age. Today is going to be a homeschool plan with me, and it is the first homeschool plan with me for the 2024-2025 homeschool year. So let's get into it. This is going to be chaotic. I can already feel it, which honestly a lot of my plan with me's are. So Monday, July 15th is our first day of homeschool, and it definitely snuck up on me. We've had beautiful weather in Maine. It has been a wonderful summer. We have been off enjoying time for quite a while now, with the kids mainly working on their passion projects, but it is time for me to sit down and start planning out our first week. And I don't know how it's going to go. We always do a slow start, so we just start with a couple of subjects and start to ease into things. This year we're doing, our schedule for the fall is a little bit weird because we're going to be homeschooling for a few weeks, then taking a week off, then homeschooling for a few weeks and taking a week off, homeschooling for a few weeks, and it seems like we have a week off every single month, which may actually be an accurate statement. So I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work. I know that the first week of school, we try to kind of just familiarize ourselves with the new resources. We are going to start some of the daily work for my kids, like current events and Wordly Wise. We will be starting math with my older two, but let's get into it. Okay, that was the introduction. So this year, I am going to be color coding like I always do. I did purchase these new markers from Erin Condren when they were still available. I do not think that they have these dual tip markers anymore. I think that they do in store, and you may be able to get them on Amazon. I will check and see if I can find a link, but I color code everything. My kids' colors have been essentially the same except for Lucy. I've struggled to find a good color for Lucy that is dark enough to be writing things down, but also different enough from the magenta and the purple. So this is kind of like a salmon color, and this is going to be Lucy's color for this year. This is my family color, Emma and Jack. So let's get to it. The first thing that I do is I'm just going to write everybody's names up at the top. So this is my Erin Condren teacher planner if you are new, and if you're new, I will apologize in advance for my handwriting, which is never the prettiest, but it gets the job done. So the way that I have done this in the past, and I may need to adjust it a little bit this year, I'm not entirely sure yet, is I will do 2 columns for Emma, 1 for Lucy, 2 for Jack. I will have a family and then a notes section. I probably do not need all of these different columns for this particular week because we don't have like a ton of school, but we'll see. All right, so this is the first day. The first thing that I need to do is get teaching textbooks set up. And if I was smart, when I chose the start date, I would have chosen sometime this weekend to start, so that I could have gotten everything set up and printed for Jack and Emma before Monday, but I didn't. So I'm going to end up spending time printing and binding reference material, like the appendices that they have at the end of teaching textbooks, which if you've used teaching textbooks and didn't realize that there are appendices, you can go to in the parent portal. If you go to your course, you can go to the ebook, and then once you scroll all the way down, it will have all of the different appendices for whichever level you're using. I don't know if it's necessarily needed for the elementary ages. We don't use teaching textbooks in the elementary years. We use Singapore Primary US edition, but for Algebra 1 and above, I think that it's very, very helpful. So I need to get that set up. And then the other thing that we're going to do on Monday is first day interviews. And I talked a little bit about this last week when I did my video on first day of homeschool traditions. And this is one that we do every single year. I think actually last year Jack did not, and that was because he was sick on the first day of school, which inevitably happens. Could we have pushed the first day off? Yes. Did we? No, because we do a slow start, so it wasn't that big of a deal. My ideal would be for Emma to do a teaching textbooks lesson tomorrow, but you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to wait until Tuesday. So we're going to start with Emma, who she only needs an English credit to graduate. So we will see. We will see. I have a lot more classes for her this year, but that's okay. So she's going to be starting pre-calculus. She is also going to be starting statistics. And where is that book? I am using Life of Fred Statistics for her. So let's see. The way that this is a college statistics book. And so the first 5 chapters are what a high school intro to statistics course would be. So we only need to complete through chapter 5, but I would like to continue through the whole book, but we will see how it goes. All right, so I am going to start with pages 21 through 26 on Monday, and then I'm going to also have that be for Thursday because I want to give her a little bit of time to work on the problems, and I'm just not sure how long this will actually take because 5 pages is probably a lot, but it also doesn't seem like that much. So this is all about learning. Some of these resources are things that are very new to us, so I'm just not entirely sure. And then Wednesday is our passion project day, and Emma is still working on revising her book. Friday is screen-free day. These are days that I implemented in the past couple of years, and so Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday are heavier homeschool days. Wednesday and Friday are a little bit different, but this week is just going to be very different. I need to look and see what the weather is going to be like this week. I think Wednesday, even though it's our passion project day, I think I'm also going to choose that day for back to school shopping. Now, I don't know if they have the Target teacher discount up yet or not. Let's see, 7/14, so that, okay. If you do not know, homeschoolers can qualify for a teacher discount at Target, and they have a coupon for 20% off one qualifying store-wide purchase with their circle, and that is valid from July 14th through August 24th. So I will leave a link for that in the description box if you want to check it out. So I'm going to put back to school shopping here for supplies, and then we will see how that goes. So I'm not going to put too much else the rest of that day. We're also going to be starting this in your own words. Jack and Emma are both going to be doing that. And so I'm going to put the intro. The intro is 5 days of lessons, so I need to shorten this. I'm just going to put it on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday so the kids can get through that. And then Emma's British literature is going to be quite involved this year because it is an AP course. Now, typically, I will do my own schedule for all of the Sunlight resources, but this time I am going to kind of follow their days, at least until we get into this a little bit. So Beowulf is just a 1-week book that we're going to be going through. It's kind of an introduction to the course, going through what she's going to be learning about, doing some writing, starting a journal, which I believe is just kind of like a book journal with quotes and stuff. So we will see how it goes, but I want to try to just see how the 5 days are, how long it's going to take us, and then just make little adjustments as we go. We'll see how that goes. Then she also has her dailies, which I'm going to put over here for right now, and that is World Watch for current events, Wordly Wise, and narration. And she uses one of these story journals from Erin Condren for her written narration, and so does Lucy. Jack just uses a normal notebook because he does not care about drawing at all. So this is what they use for written narration, and they do that pretty much daily. So I'm just going to put little tick boxes here. We do not do World Watch on Friday because it is screen-free day. We do not do Wordly Wise or narration on Wednesday because that is their passion project day. So these dailies they do 4 days a week. All right, and then the other thing that I'm going to be doing with Emma is this financial choices book, and I'm going to have that on Friday. And I think that is all I'm going to have for Emma. And I know it does not seem like a lot, but I want to reiterate that we do a slow start. She's just going to be focusing on math and English for the first couple of weeks. We also have a consumer math course from Not Consumed that we will be starting at some point, but we need to kind of get through this first week to see how the Sunlight 630 is going to go, plus some of the other things that we're doing, and we're just starting to get back into a good rhythm. We also want to leave enough space so that we can get out and do some fun things if the opportunity comes up. Plus, I will also record any other work that she's doing, mainly regarding revising her novel or any of her art that she's working on. So that is other stuff that is going to come later, but I kind of write it down after the fact, or I will write it in the notes pages back here just so that I understand what she is doing in her free time, essentially. So that is Emma. And then for Lucy, she is going to be starting this survival unit study from the Waldock Way, and it is based on this book series. I think there's 12 books, these Bear Grylls adventures, which we have them all. So we are going to start with that. She is also going to be reading a book of her choice every day. She will also have math, which we are finishing up 3B right now, and she's doing great with it. We had to slow down a little bit with the long division and multiplication, and then we got back into fractions, and she actually did really well with the fractions. And then I think we just have like time and a little bit of geometry left, so those actually those shouldn't take too long to get through. I think that is all that I have for her. We really are trying to focus on a science intensive summer, and she will continue reading, but we're not going to be starting her language arts, I don't believe, until August. We are really going to just focus on the science stuff right now and finishing up her math so that she feels comfortable with that. So that is what we are doing for Lucy. Okay, and then for Jack. Jack is also going to be starting the In Your Own Words. Let's see. I am going to put, oops, you know what? I forgot to put some other stuff. Teaching textbooks, lesson 2. Teaching textbooks, lesson 3. There we go. Okay, so for Jack, I am going to have him start 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I don't know how long it's going to take for him to read through this book. I've not read it before, and so we will just put it, and we will do Brave Writer Boomerang here and here, and I may need to end up rescheduling some of this. I think usually the first week of the Brave Writer Boomerangs take their passage from the start of the book, and I believe that is the same for this one. Probably help if I just looked at it, huh? Yes, part 1, chapter 1. So that should be fine if we start it on Tuesday and he completes the first part reading on Monday. In Your Own Words, intro on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Jack and Emma are going to be working on that together. And I do have a full walkthrough of that. I can leave it in the description box if you're interested in checking that out. We will do Teaching Textbooks lesson 1 here. On Monday, what I will do is I will just introduce them to the program, make sure everything's downloaded on their devices, and print out those reference materials that I talked about and just kind of help them familiarize themselves with those materials so that they can use them if they need to. So that is that the other thing that I think I'm going to have Jack start is this Japanese from Zero book 2, but I have not looked at the lesson videos that are on YouTube. Okay, so I'm gonna have him do Japanese from Zero, the intro, on Monday, and I will have him start lesson 1 on Tuesday, and we will also continue with review on Thursday. I think that's what I'm going to do. Then I also want him to the book here too for him to read. And then his dailies will be the same as Emma's: current events, wordly wise, and narration. And this is the notebook that he will use for narration. This is just one of the kids' notebooks from Erin Condren. They just released these. They have a bunch of different cover options. They are not removable covers. They're just regular college ruled notebooks on a coordinating plastic coil. So I liked this blue one for Jack. So this is what he is going to be using. I think it's actually called Monaco, but this is what he will be using for his narration this year. So we have 4 days of current events, 4 days of wordly wise, and 4 days of narration. Once we start doing some other stuff, I will probably have stuff in this family column or notes column. The kids are also going to be working on their handwriting this year. Everybody has a cursive book, and so we will eventually get to that. And I have a few other kind of daily things that I would like them to work on. I have also put together their daily habit trackers where I list out everything that they're going to be doing for the particular month that I want them to do, and then I block off the days that they don't have to do those specific things. And then what I do is give these to them so they can just kind of check them off. They have some of their tasks that they'll be working on, as well as their normal chores, and then their homeschool related stuff. And I do this for each of my kids. This is just a free printable that I have on my website, and I will leave that linked in the description box if you're interested. So here is our first week laid out. I know that there is some stuff that I have not put on here that will eventually get put on here, like I said, with any sort of passion project stuff or things that my kids do outside of what I am assigning to them. I always keep track of it in here so that they can get credit for it. But I also know that I will probably make adjustments to this plan as we go throughout the week, just based on what we're doing outside of the house and if I've forgotten anything, which is always possible. So this is the first week of our homeschool year. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have questions, please let me know in the comments, or you can email me. My contact form is always in the description box. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.